Hello everyone on YouTube and welcome to a new 3D Artcore tutorial. So I thought maybe create something new this time. So basically I will teach you how I did the last creation I made. I posted on my fan page. Excuse me. So I turn it to be my background picture, so it looks pretty nice, I think. And we are going to learn how to create something that is almost like this, or maybe more like the 3D title I make for my channel, this 3D Artcore title. The overall idea is pretty much easy because most of the things I've used in order to create this scene is already posted in a few other tutorials, but I just want to combine them all into one piece. So this is mostly the basic point of all of this. So let's start. Let's open Maya, which is already opened on that scene, and you can see what I've done here. It's just basic 3D text with dielectric material applied to it. Also, there are several of wires, cables, cores, whatever. I plugged into them, and you can see that their tails are actually not connected to nothing. It's just so it will cover this area here. So when I take the shot, it's like you can see the tails. So I try to make them a little bit longer than it should be, or whatever. So let's start. Let's create a new scene, file new scene, don't save. And as for start, we'll start by modeling the cable part. And what we need to do is actually go over polygons, create just a basic polycylinder, and you really need to think of how do you want it to look like. So what I will do, I will hold on Shift, right click on my mouse, insert edge loop. I'll insert edge loop one here, one over here, maybe one over in the middle, and the over here I will catch one of those edges. Okay, so edges, hold down Control, right click, edge to ring utilities, to edge ring and split. It will split this. Now you can go over this edge here, do the same. This edge over here, do the same. And we are concentrating on only the half uppercut of this cylinder. So you'll see in a moment what I'm trying to achieve here. Okay, so these are those pieces. Now I will select this face, Shift double click on this face, it will loop the selection, unselect this, select this, double click on this, it will loop the other. And always I'm trying to miss one selection from here, just in order to avoid things like that. Now if I wouldn't unselect this face, this is what will happen. You see, it will select it like this. So but we don't need this. We can also use the side view and select them all like this, and hold down Control and mark the area that you don't want to be selected. Now from here, what you need to do is maybe actually remove few of those. So let's start all over again. Okay, sorry. And we will extrude once. Just make sure the extrude is set to 1 division. Okay, extrude, and hold down. Don't do anything here, just switch to the scale tool and scale them like so. So that way you will get something that looks like this. Now we want to tap on F8, and now we will add some extra edge loops. So insert, hold down the shift, right click your mouse, and choose insert edge loop. By the way, make sure it's in object mode, and just we are going to add some more edge loops, supporting edge loops at any of those corners. So here, here, here. Okay, we need to just maybe get a little closer. Okay, so for each corner edge, we actually adding 2 supporting edge loops from both sides, and then it will help us when we would like to smooth to apply the previous smooth for this object. So this is how it's done. This one here, and the point of this is actually to trying to smooth just a bit the corners and not making them very smoother, because if you don't have those supporting edges, all those corners, when we apply the smooth preview, will look very rounded. So I'm adding those edge loops just so those corners will look a little bit smooth, not that much, and you will see what it gives us. Okay, so tap on F8 to bring it back to object mode. Now I will tap on 3 on my keyboard so it will smooth it, and now you can see this is how it looks when it's smooth while using the 3 key on your keyboard. So this is what I was trying to do, and so it looks like a part of a car engine. Okay, never mind. Tap on F8, undo whatever I just did right now. F8, object mode, and back to tap on 1 just to bring it back to the look less smoother. And what I'm going to do here, I will choose those faces here. So no, you know what, tap on F8, we will right click, choose this vertex point, edit mesh chamfer vertex. So this is what it will do, and now you can choose this face, and with your move tool bring it up like so. So it will look like this. Now we can add extra edge loops. So hold down shift, right click, and 1 edge loop over here, another edge loop over here, and choose face, and you know what, object mode, and let's see how it looks on the preview. So that's fine. Again, we'll catch all those vertices with the move tool, bring them over here like so, and maybe, just maybe, I will catch this face over here, extrude it up, and extrude it once inside like so, and tap on F8. Now we will add some extra edge loops. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So now let's see what we got. 3 Okay, that's okay. It's not perfect, it's big, but that's good for whatever we are trying to do. And now we will go over create text and click on this cube over here. You can type here on the text bar whatever you like, and make sure you choose bevel. Also click on this little arrow here and choose Arial. Okay, it should be one of the first, and yeah, Arial. Choose bold italic if you like, or any other size for it, and choose OK. And then make sure at start and at end both ticked. Make sure the bevel width is not much. Okay, so in my case it's 0.0117. Bevel the path is set to 0.1 thousand and 0.2 thousand and 500. So at start, at end, and create. So this is how it looks like. Now, thing is to adjust the scale of this thing to the letter size, or maybe tinier. So just scale it, and now we will start maybe even more smaller, and we will start just attach them to the title. Now maybe this time I will make them tinier, so like this. And see, I'm placing it over the here. Now we'll rotate it like so, and maybe prefer to put this plug over here like so, and I will duplicate it, Control D or Option D for Mac, and I will create another one and place it somewhere on the letter D, and that's okay. Maybe just a rotation, duplicate it again, put it somewhere over the A. Try to randomize your position for those plugs. Duplicate it, and this one is a bit tricky, but maybe I will put it here this time. Control D, Control Z. Okay, so you get the idea, right? Just try to make one for each letter, and if you have something like I, the letter I, make sure that this letter is, you put two plugs, one for the dot here and one for here, and basically this is how we start creating this. Now now we will need to work with our 4-view display. Okay, so this is the icon for it, and if you can reach it, if you can't reach it, just well, I'm not sure, it should be this icon, and don't know really other different way to make it so it will appear. So basically you can tap on your space bar and it should be appear, but if not, just look for this icon here, 4-view, and maybe here, let's see, 4-view. Oh, okay, whatever. So 4-view, and here let me switch it back to perspective. Now thing is, now we are going to create the scene background. So we need to, the work will, from here and now on, the rest of the process will be on by using CV Curve tool. Okay, so we will go over create CV Curve tool. Okay, click on it, and your mouse sign cursor will look like a curse. Okay, so we will switch to foreview, and from the top view, put your mouse over here and tap on spacebar, so it will expand this work area from the top view, and we will start drawing a line from here over here. So you only put your mouse and click once wherever you want. This is the next point, and now tap on spacebar and put your mouse cursor over the front view. Okay, tape spacebar again and look for your dots. This is the CV Curve dots, and now we will start drawing this line to the up direction. Okay, so this is how it goes. We continue with the same line. Now I will switch back again to top view, and I will start moving this line over there. Okay, so tap on enter when you finished, and tap on spacebar and put your mouse cursor over the perspective view and the spacebar, and this is what actually you should get. Now, the point of creating this line is actually mostly the overall point of creating those wires. And if you want learn how to draw lines as you wish using the foreview, so actually this whole tutorial is basically very waste of time for you. Okay, so I'm going to catch this CV Curve, Control D for Windows user to duplicate it, Option key and D for Mac user, and now I'm putting the other duplicated CV Curve over the other side of the title, and now I will select both of them, go over polygons, surfaces over here, and loft. Okay, so this is what it will create for us. Now we have a plan from that we created from both of those CV Curve. So now you can catch this, select this plane and stretch it. Only if you like. You don't must do this. Depends on your shot where you want to take it from. Like if you want to take the shot from here, so you see I need to do some extra manipulation for this. So what I will do, I will right click on this plane, control vertices, catch those vertices and stretch this thing over here, and now I will catch from the side those vertices lines. Okay, you see only these, but make sure they are all selected, like from this line and on. Okay, and we will stretch it up so we won't see the background of the sky, suppose. Okay, so see, if I'm taking the shot from here, there's no reason to also take some pieces of our background here. Great. So now now it's for the hard part. Now we are going to start with the plug of this 3 number, okay? But first I want to place my my planner here, so it will be just in the same line that those letters are. Now the 3 is a little bit lower. I see. You see the letter 3 is more picking out from the plane, so I need to think of that when I'm placing my planner. So I may want to use the fore view and the front view just to see it better, and modify center pivot for the planner, and that way I will know how it is. Okay, that's great. Now the next thing is start creating the cables. So here we are, changing to fore view, changing to front view here, and we are zooming into this plug and going over create CV curve, and we are starting to draw our line from the middle of this plug here. Click once here, click one time over outside of the plug, and more clicks just like that. Zoom out so you can see what you're doing or in which direction you go, and we will start bringing this cable down. Now we also need to trust our axis. You see this black lines over here? Those are like the centers of our grid, and we are going to rely on them in order to create those cables. Now I want to, you can see that the lowest part of the planner is this blue line here, and above it there is the 0 point of our axis. So I want to make sure that my cable, my CV curve is laying just at the same place where is my 0 point of our grid. Okay, so the last point is here. Now I will tap on enter. No, sorry, don't tap enter yet. Switch over the top view and expand it, and now tick on this, okay, this sign over here, the magnet with the grid. So it means snap to view plans. Oh no, I want to snap to grid. So this one, snap to grid. Click on it, and now we are starting to creating the loop. Okay, undo this, and let me see what I've done here. Creating the loop. Now okay, the grid is a little bit tricky. Don't do this. Don't take on this one. Undo this, and just leave it as it is, and start drawing your curve. Now, pay attention that the line started from here, and you can see the letter is here. The number 3 is like, it's like we started to drawing this line behind the letter. Now, you need to take this in mind and like imagine this line starting from here, where is the plug, okay, like starting from here, and take in mind that you like already if you will place this curve over here later on, this line will come over here, okay. So we are basically at this point, we are actually somewhere here. here in this area. So just take this in mind, don't forget about it. Okay, so now I'm creating the loops of my cable, and here where it's supposed to cross each other, I will create one here, one on top of this wire, and one just after it. So those 3 points will help us to create the so this way they won't overlapping themselves, but still they will be on top of each other or something. And we're continuing on drawing this, and you can do very extreme cable, don't worry about it, just follow the same rules. You can see now this is basically it. I will just try to bring it somewhere out of the view, so when I take the shoot I will have some cable running through the scene, so it doesn't look like the cable is ended somewhere in the middle. Okay, so now after we hit enter to close this curve line, and you see it's turned into green, tap on your spacebar, and what we need to do right now is actually from the perspective view to adjust it. So we will put it just in the middle of our plug. You see the line is entering to the plug just like we started drawing it, and maybe a little bit like this. We need to make sure that the line doesn't go anywhere else. Okay, and just for making it a bit real, right click on this curve, choose control vertices, and we need to pick the right curve just to bring this cable over the lower one. Okay, so yeah, that's okay, and you just need to try to imagine the thickness of this wire, and you can get like a clue of the thickness of it just by looking the tail of our plug. Okay, actually the face, this middle face here, so this will be the thickness. See the center face of our plug here, that will be the thickness of our cable. So you need to consider it when you bring those lines up or down, just so it will fit. Great. Tap on F8 to bring it back to object mode. Now what we need to do is first open the outliner, and I want to show you something before we continue. This is the outliner, and the outliner is actually right now is showing us that we selected curve number 3, and also we have those poly surfaces. Now the thing is to take this, see the curve, okay, take this plug, right click on it, choose face, choose only this face in the middle here, shift, select the civic curve, okay, go over polygons here, go over edit mesh, where it says extrude, click on this little box here, and we want to put something like 200 or 100 divisions. 100 is the limit, I think. I don't think we can have more than 150 maybe. Yeah, 100. So after you type in 100, click extrude, and it will create your cable. And the only thing that's important right now is to see that we started to drawing the line from inside the plug somewhere here, and the next point was outside the plug, and this is how it must have been done, okay? Because otherwise we will have some artifacts here, some like overlapping faces, and you don't want to get this. So after this we need to fix one more issue, just if it's needing a fix. You see those two cables are overlapping each other, and that's not good. So what we are going to do is tap on F8 to bring this polygon to object mode, and you can see now that both that cylinder here, polycylinder 1, and the curve 3 are being both selected. Okay, this is because both of them are actually selected, and what we want to do is select only the polycylinder that's marked, okay, and Control H to hide it. Then we will go over the curve. You can catch it from here, grab it, select it, or from here, the curve 3, as long as you know that this is the one. Now you will go over, right click, Control Vertices, and we will try to bring those 2 points upper, like so, and then tap on F8 to bring it back to object mode once or twice. Go over the polycylinder 1, which we hided, Shift H to bring it back, and you can see the differences that we have. So it still needs a fix, so what we are going to do is hide it again, Control H, go back to the curve number 3, right click, choose Control Vertices, choose those 2 vertices, sorry, not these 2. Need to be very careful when you're doing this. Okay, so yeah, this one. So tap on F8 to bring it back to object mode, polycylinder 1, Shift H, and you can see that it's almost done. We still need to move them a bit to the right, so Control H, curve 3, Control Vertices, bring this point a little bit higher, and maybe a little bit over there. So, and this one I will just bring it a little bit closer. And yeah, it's tricky, but you will need to learn how to do this somewhere in the future. Just make sure that you don't move any other vertices, because those are actually at the same level, the other ones, okay, and this is how we want them to be. So let's bring back the wire, and you can see that looks better and actually looks great. So examine your cable, make sure that it's all good. You may want to come over the tail area, and maybe let's unsmooth it by tapping on 1 on our keyboard, number 1 key, and you can catch this face over here and apply 1 extrude to it, tap on F8, and now when you will smooth it, it will still look like a cable. Okay, you can also take this face and bring it a little bit outside, like so. Okay, but it's really on your decision if you like to make it. So this is number 3. Now to do number D, and this is where I'm actually finish this like teaching you how to do this, because I believe you already understood the basic idea of it. We will go again over foreview. Okay, foreview, go over the front view. We will go over the letter D plug, create CV curve, and we will do the same over here. So the first point somewhere here, the next point outside, start, bring it up Now you need to make sure that the first points will go to the same direction, because if you will make the turn somewhere here, like here at this point, your cable will look bad. So don't do this. So now we will switch to the top view, and we will start drawing our line to the back, okay, to the back of this letter. Now again, we need to think that these, to make sure that those start points are actually supposed to be here, and we want to bring the line outside. So this is why I'm going that far. So whenever I will bring this curve after closing it here, these lines will actually be here, okay, at the back of this letter. So after you done couple of those, tap on spacebar, bring it back to front view, expand it, and start drawing this to this direction. Okay, now I want you to stop somewhere here. I want to create just a better loop here, but it will be somewhere here. So this point is like, if you think that the cable will be around it, it will this point, okay, just another point. If the cable will be here, it will touch the letter here. So now I will switch to top view, and I will start entering here, you see, like so. And this time you need to think that if this is the middle, okay, you need to take twice distance, like from it, okay, like this and this, okay. So this is like half way and all the way over here. Back to the front view, and here we will start bringing our cable down to the floor. Now we also need to make sure that our last point is on the grid axis. Switch to top view and back to top view, and here you can start think of how do you want your cable to run over the floor. So we'll put 3 here, and we will create this curve like so, and like so, and hit enter. Again, we are switching to perspective view, and this time you see this is the same problem we had. We need to grab our move tool and bring it the start point over the plug, okay. So now it's in the middle of it, but we have some issues, but it's not really big of an issue. You can very easily modify those vertices, and this is all the point. So we control vertices, we will grab those vertices from up, okay, like so. So I'm also grabbing those all the way, see, all these vertices, and I will bring it inside like so, but make sure they are not overlapping each other, okay, the vertices. Again, if you don't want to move those, unselect those and keep on bringing it inside. Now you can modify those so they will start to they're way down from about here. Okay, those maybe first, 3, and also somewhere here you need to think about that this cable will touch the letter, so we don't want this. So we will move those vertices over like so. So it will be just a bit away from the letter itself. Here it's okay, maybe this one will move over here. Also those two. And let's continue on modifying those. See, we have a problem here, so we need to catch those vertices. Okay, let's see how we are catching them. We want to catch only those who are hiding here. So we will bring them outside like so, and we need to think of how much the distance between this curve and the letter, so the cable will run there smoothly. Bring them here, and we want to grab the middle point that I know is hiding here, and to bring it up, and this one a bit upper, and if you really want to make your life easy, make sure that you remember what the height of this vertice point here. You can look for it over the channel box and see what the height of it in the y direction, I think. So after we done this, I think that there is no other lapping over here, and we can extrude it. Tap on F8 once or twice, choose your plug, right click on it, choose face. Let's see, let's choose the face, shift select the curve, and now you don't need to set the extrude, so just click on extrude. It's already been set to 100. We only need to make sure that our cable is like we want it to look like. Here it's okay, as long as it's really sitting on the letter itself. That's all the point. Also here, just a little bit of touching, but not that really, not very awful, or I don't know, and basically it's fine. Again, if you like, you can choose this poly, choose this face, and extrude it so it will look like this, and then maybe point it a bit outside with, and this is how we created the second wire. So you see, it looks fine. It looks very good for the first okay, so now what I did about light setup. The first thing is to create a shader for this planar. So we go over Window, Rendering Editor, Hypershade, and we are creating a blend material. Okay, here is our blend material, and we will open the attribute editor for it. Just click on it twice, and you can minimize it. Now the next thing is to apply bump map. So we are clicking on this checkered box, adding a fractal, okay, and that will we will use this fractal as our bump map. The only thing we need to change is the bump the path, so insert in 0.1, okay, that will be good. If you want a little bit more, 120, okay, and again we will add another we will add another shader to our title. So this time you can see the bling, how it looks, by the way, with the bump applying to it. So we will choose our 3D title, and here we will choose from the mental ray materials dielectric material. By the way, it's marked with red red sign because we didn't choose mental ray as our render engine. That's okay. Yeah, we will fix it in a few seconds. So just for the dielectric material, minimize this window, choose whatever color you like, green, purple, blue, whatever, bluish, and green, okay? And you can change the index of reflection to 600, 1.600, and we want to create another shader for our cables. And what I will do, I will open the hypershade, and let's just get rid of those, clicking this clear graph, and we will use Maya Material X for it, and from the attribute editor for it, click twice on it. By the way, if you don't see it, choose preset and choose rubber. Okay, rubber, replace. That will give you this black material here. Now, you don't want it to be that much reflective, you don't want it to be that much glossiness to it, and basically what you do want is just to make it maybe like so. Reflectivity, I don't need it much. Okay, I think this is it for this cable. Now we will apply those shaders. So we will catch these two cables, right click on the rubber, assign material to selection. Now we will apply the dielectric material to the text, and this is basically it for the shaders. Now the next thing is to go over our render setting. First, we will switch to mental ray engine, and at the common tab we will choose somewhere, yeah, I will just for the test I will keep it on this preset. Okay, so this will be the size of the picture. Switch to the quality tab. Here I prefer to put 3, but you can put 2 if it's just for test. Also, we need to go over ray tracing, bring the ray tracing all the way up for those reflection, refractions, and max trace the path. Also, I want to add more, I want to go over back to the common tab, and from the render options, expand it and turn off the enable default light, and back to the indirect lighting. We will create an image-based lighting. If you don't know what is it, so just make sure you follow my steps. We create the image-based lighting. It appears here in the attribute editor. Click on this folder, and I will go to my HDR pictures of those chrome balls. So if you don't know what is it, you can go and check the HDRI map tutorial that I made and to learn about it. Just for this, we will go over my HDRI photos for Maya. Here they are. These are the HDR files. Choose one of them and click on Final Gathering. And for the Final Gathering quality, the filter, set it to 1 just for tests. That can slow your render time, but I think we need to do this. And for the features, we need to enable caustics, okay? And we also need to create a light. So let's create light, and this time we will create point light. So create it, bring it up. So this is the scene, we want to put it somewhere here. Okay, that's fine. Maybe in the middle of our text, just in front of it. As you see, you can make it higher, and this is very important, the distance from the text, because this is how much our text will look like glowing. So make sure you play with it. Okay, now the next thing is to go over the attribute editor for our light, go over custom shaders, and where it says light shader, click on this checkered box. From the mental ray, we choose mental ray lights and physical light. Okay, and don't touch it, but we will switch back by using this arrow, black arrow here. No, maybe just by selecting it. Okay, and we want to bring down the intensity to 0.0010, or no, maybe 0.010, like so. And from the mental ray tab, we want to take emit photons, leave it as it is, and also shadows. Use ray trace shadows, and let's try to render this. So let's see what we get. Great. So first of all, you can see two things. This scene is very full of light, and I'll show you how to change it in a second. The other thing is that the cables are actually not above the planar, so we need to bring the planar a little bit down. So we will use the front view so we can see it better, and maybe I didn't relay on the right line here, so let's see. We'll render this to see how the cables are. Still the cables aren't, look, we can't see them, so we need to bring this planar a little bit more down, but I will use the front view again so I won't do this mistake again, and just a bit like so. Maybe I'm starting to understand what was the problem. Yeah, let's see right now. Still want to make sure that it looks like those cables are running on top of the floor and not floating on the floor like this one, so it's still not as it's supposed to be. Bring it up. Yeah, maybe I will zoom in because I can't see nothing from here. Still they're floating on the air, so I will switch to 4 view. Oh, and I will bring it up from here. Yeah, the side view is basically what I need, like so. Okay, the planar is not very straight here. Okay, it's not okay. So what we will do, we will try to modify this pivot here, this line here, so it will get straight, and maybe then we can look at this and see that it's okay. Again, render this one. No, again they are hiding. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but maybe the planar is not very cooperating. So let's turn off the grid so we can see what we are doing. It's starting to be frustrating. So now we see, now we can't see the cable, we see them just like this. Let's zoom in to see. Okay, whatever, play with it. One issue is this light here. We need to go back down here where I apply the physical light, click on this arrow and open the color. From the color I want to reduce the amount of light to black. Okay, so 0. Just type here 0, enter, and if you see that it's black, that's okay, done. Now we will give it another shot. We'll try to render this. And basically you get the same result, just with maybe a little bit more light. So what I did to reduce the light, the overall lighting in the scene, was to that's weird, I can see the cable here, I'm taking the shot, but still somehow the planar is doing whatever he wants. So what I was doing is to add another plane here, rotate it. First let's scale it like so, rotate it in 90 degrees, and is to stretch it like so and like so, and just to bring few of the vertices lines here. Okay, catch them all and try to stretch them over here so it will cover most of the light. Now if we will take a shot, let's try delete this and those two curve lines, delete, add one more plan so it will fit what we need here, and maybe catch those vertices and somehow manipulate them so they will look like so, and bring this thing over here, and you can choose this edge and maybe bevel it. So edit mesh, bevel, so we can offset it and add more segments to it so it will be a bit rounded. This is very good when you want to take a shot like this. And let's see, okay, so now you can see the light is much more darkened, and our 3D text is more is creating more caustics lights to this ground area. So this is how we get our glowing effect here. It's better to, if you will take the shot from here, just want to make sure what I've done here about this planner. Maybe I will bring it a bit over here so we will get less lights. And now again, this rounded area is covering our cables, and we don't want this. So I will just grab those vertices over here, all those vertices, and bring them here, maybe a little bit down so they won't okay. Let's take it again. Great. So you can see the result, and this is matching the same photos I took. It really depends on your also of your the size of your text and all the scene, and you can get better results maybe just as the razor logo I made, but this is very the same procedure in order to create this. The only thing you can do right now from here is to change the resolution of your picture and create a better picture from it. Okay, so switch to HD 720 and take a full render of your scene. So I will pause it in just for a moment maybe. No, I will leave it as it is. Let's see just how it looks. If you want, you can add more bump to your planner. By the way, I erased the first planner and I didn't apply the same texture to it, the blend material, so you can't see it here. But if you like, you can add it, and that will be great. So that's it for now, people. I hope that it wasn't too harsh and that you can follow what I just showed you. And if you enjoy this tutorial, click on like, subscribe, or whatever. Leave me a comment. I'm always happy to see comments of visitors. So that's it for now. We'll see you soon in a few other tutorials. And that's it. Have a nice day. See you.